needed. All right, that should be better. Hold on, let me switch the gain real quick so you guys can hear me better. There, that should be a lot better. All right, sorry, I went to go get a box. I was saying I didn't have a box cut or anything. All right, we'll go over the boxes again real quick. Obviously, I rubbed Cal Ripken on them. 2 jumbos. Obviously, there's 3 hobby boxes. Sorry about that. I was going to say, every time I load into the baseball break, I got to switch all the stuff because into the big baseball group compared to the other group because I can't. Streamlabs software, for whatever reason, doesn't save the audio stuff, and I forgot to turn it on. I don't know why it doesn't whenever you go into the other thing, but that's what happened, so I apologize. While I was trying to run around and find the box cutter that I have no clue where it's at. Like, I didn't bring the one I normally have. I bought one at Walmart when I was in Florida, so I have no clue where the DeWalt one that I always use is at. And I wasn't breaking down boxes before I left, so I don't know. My mom was here visiting. Maybe she took it somehow. I'm really not sure. Let's get all these packs open and we'll go over them. 2 autographs per hobby box. There's 5 in the jumbos. This break will have a retroactive break once I get the silver packs, where we will do 5 silver packs for this break. It'll go to the people's team, so it'll be 20 cards, and the silver packs total 4 cards per pack. We'll come back and break those. I'm probably gonna do a whole video for the big baseball, like all in one video. Like, here's break 2, because I'm gonna post a break 3 that's a mixer of probably some museum collection, tier 1 and whatnot, that has Topps Chrome in it, and that'll also have silver packs involved, since I got the cases that I got from either the LCSs local to me or the other one I got from GTS. Well, through somebody from GTS, but for whatever reason, that person screws me over and doesn't give me the silver packs. Promise we'll figure something out, like I said, with Panini VIP packs, or I'll make sure that people are compensated somehow. And what I was saying is, for whatever reason, if the Facebook stream gets laggy, I posted the YouTube channel underneath. The title's wrong. Like I said, I don't know. It switched the title to after I went live for the YouTube channel. But I got to switch the title. It's not a football break, obviously. It's a baseball break. But I'll switch the title once the video's rendered or whatever else. Hope everybody's having a good Sunday. Hope your football teams won if you cheer for football teams. Let's get rolling here. We have Matt Olson to start us off. Alex Verdugo, Trevor Rogers, Rodolfo Castro, Mike Moustakas, O'Neal Cruz, that one's a little bit off center, Luke Williams on the refractor, Eli Morgan, Lucas Giolito. I have Sean Manaea, and we have an Alex Wells for the Orioles. Yeah, the Texans had a little rough go there, I guess. Orioles and John Cullison on the Alex Wells. I don't know how Wells is pitching this year or not. I was going to say, oh, Mike, if you're wondering how my arm looks, it's turned into like a pretty gnarly bruise. I was going to say, we got Vidal Brujan, Anthony Rizzo, Boston Heart of the City, Tim Anderson from 1987, Albert Pujols, and Rafael Devers. Next, we're going to have a fuchsia Tyler Gilbert to the Diamondbacks, which is sitting on the top there. That is going to be numbered 132 out of 399. Going to the Diamondbacks. And Jared. Next, the Austin Wells. Probably the most underrated pitcher in baseball still, Julio Urias for the Dodgers. Nelson Cruz. Kyle Muller. Have Josh Hader. Jose Barrios on the purple speckle. 214 out of 299 going to the Blue Jays. And John Patterson. I do think, though, the Houston Texans will actually have a pretty good team with Davis Mills, and they probably won't have to sign him to a crap ton of money after his rookie contract to start because he won't have a great team until they start building that offensive line. We got Whit Merrifield, Christian Yelich. I think you give him an offensive line and some weapons, he'll be pretty good. We got Keibert Ruiz, Lourdes Gurriel Jr. on the Prism Refractor, Harrison Bader, Austin Riley, Bobby Dahlbeck on the Future Stars, Dylan Carlson on the Refractor Cup card, Jake Myers, Reed Detmers, Andre Jackson, Garcia, Castro, Jesus Luzardo, Teoscar Hernandez, Brandon Marsh on a 1987 insert, Brandon Belt, Drew Ellis, and Shohei Ohtani on the new classics. I have Mookie Betts on the Refractor, Blake Snell, Cole, Albies, Kepler, Story, Lowry, Schwarber, Kevin Gausman, Alonso Jimenez, Luke Williams, Jose Abreu, Connor Wong, Rivera, Austin Meadows, 1987 DeGrom, Ambergy, Wainwright, Acuna Jr., and Abreu on the Refractor. Got Kyle Hendricks for the Cubs, Zach Short for the Tigers, Gilbert, Verlander. Man, Verlander's numbers are nasty for a guy that's like, he's over 40, right? Or is he 39? We got Alek Manoah, John Gray, Cronenworth, Moncada on the Prism, Darvish, Strasburg, Bogarts, Kirilloff on the Refractor, Turner, Soler, and Aaron Ashby. Once again, the hit was just in at the top of the pile, just kind of how I grabbed them. We got Ronnie Dawson, rookie card to the Astros, just the base. I'm running around the bases. Nice little autograph how he signs. Going to the Stros and Sean Garner. Mike Trout for the Angels, Brandon Lau, Nick Madrick on the Future Stars, Jose Abreu, 1987, Brian De La Cruz, Ohtani, Seager, we have a Refractor, Lance Ling, Tyler Gilbert, Corbin Burns, Gray, the Astros, Jose Altuve, Byron Buxton, and Jeff McNeil, Freddie Freeman, Matt Vierling on the Prism Refractor, and John Means, who honestly I think if Means is in the rotation for the Orioles, they probably actually make. I think the Orioles are out of the playoff spot right now, right? They probably make the playoffs with John Means. They're hurting. They're missing like one. They've had good starters, but I think they're missing like one or two guys in the rotation. And I think if you could have took maybe one of those younger guys that's in the rotation and put them into like a middle reliever role, or one of the younger guys, make them like good setup man, I think they would have been a little bit more successful early on. But the NFL this year's super goofy too, man. I think there's a lot of people that have won their suicide pools already, like in week 3. I think they said that ESPN or Yahoo said that 38% of people got knocked out in their suicide pools this week that were left, which is like a crazy number. The Dolphins being 3-0 is kind of surprising. Although I never thought Tua was a terrible quarterback, especially not with the weapons. I just didn't think that the offensive line was as good as they are. They're giving them a lot of protection. Who do you guys think wins the World Series? I think the most complete team is the Houston Astros. I think they have the pitching to win. Like, they have the top-end pitching to do it. I think a sleeper team to win the World Series, and Mike Mcgarity will like this, is I think the Phillies are a sleeper team. I think the Phillies have 2 or 3 good starting pitchers and a lot of offense. They don't play great defense, but they have 2 or 3 guys that are decent at the top of the rotation. An okay bullpen. I mean, it's not a great bullpen. But I think if you can get a good quality starts out of Wheeler and Nola every time they go out. I think they have a chance to be like the dark horse. Because offensively, they're pretty scary. You could have a bad pitching game, and they could still do some work offensively and win a game. But no, I agree, Sean. I think the Astros are probably the most complete baseball team. The Yankees, if they're healthy, are pretty dangerous. The problem is, are they all going to be healthy when the time comes? I guess the Dodgers, I'm overlooking the Dodgers in the National League, but I feel like that's the boring pick. Like, I feel like when you build a superstar team, like, it's boring to just say the Dodgers. I really do think, too, I know a lot of people have been knocking Topps Chrome. I do think if they put the extended list short prints in here rather than it be silver packs, I guarantee you everyone would be super hyped about the product. Because I think it's actually been, I know that some stuff has been off-centered and things like that. I mean, that's just a printing issue, but I think it's actually, like, I guess the veteran autographs irritate people a little bit too, but I think overall it's a good product this year. I think there'd be a lot more hype around it if the short prints, the extended checklist would have just been in the boxes to begin with. We got Carson Kelly. We're going to have Cody Bellinger, Alec Boehm on the Prism Refractor. Baez, JT Realmuto. Tim Anderson. We have Jared Walsh, Nick Castellanos, Max Kranick. I have Gavin Sheets. We got a Nick Lodolo purple, true purple for the Reds. 115 out of 250. One of their better young pitching prospects. Former first-round pick. 2019 Bowman draft. Going to the Reds and Kyle Wellman. We got Curtis Terry, Lars Nootbaar, Winker, Jarren Duran, 1987, Scherzer, Jared Kelnick, Alvarez, and Cole Calhoun. Got Brandon Marsh, Trent Grisham, Casey Mize, the Guardians at Shane Bieber, Bo Bichette, Hoy Park. Have Ryan McMahon, Franimal on the Prism Refractor, Trey Turner, Tony Centellion, Heart of the City, Matt Olson, Fernando Tatis Jr. on the Refractor, Marte, DeGrom, Hap, Stanton, Donaldson, Ryan Zimmerman, and Ryan Mountcastle. Back-to-back Ryans there. Zimmerman did retire this year, so it's kind of weird he's in the product, but I guess he announced his retirement kind of late, so maybe that makes sense. We have Nolan Arenado on the 1987, Trey Mancini, Zach Thompson, Wander Franco on the new classics, Freddie Freeman, Trevor Larnach, Vladimir Guerrero Jr., Seth Beer, future stars Jordan Alvarez, Alexander Wells, Cedric Mullins. Have Alex Kirilloff, Ryan McMahon on the Prism, Posey, Luis Garcia, Paul Goldschmidt. We have a Wander Franco Refractor. Going to the Rays and John Cullison. Nice Wander. Cowar. That's actually pretty well centered too. Got Kiner Falefa and Jake Berger with Zach Wheeler behind him. Got quite a few Wander inserts and whatnot, but that was the first refractor Wander we've seen. And a case in almost a half of hobby. Got John Lester, Jared Walsh, Mookie Betts, 1987 Matt Olson, Correa, Lourdes Gurriel Jr., Jonathan India on the classics, Jake Berger on the refractor, Kyle Seager, Pavin Smith, Trevor Rogers, Heart of the City, Aaron Judge should be your MVP this year. We got Zach Greinke, Carlos Santana, Arozarena, Jeff McNeil on the refractor, JD Martinez, Kyle Tucker, and Cal Raleigh. Going to the Mariners. Man, we just love pulling this guy. This is the fourth autograph of this man right here. Spencer Strider for the Braves. Pulled 2 color parallels of his, 2 base autographs for a guy that's not on the, I don't think he's on the regular base checklist. He's seen quite a few autographs. This one's going to John Cullison in the Braves. Nice hit there. Matt Chapman for the Athletics. Sonny Gray. Andrew McCutchen. Luis Robert on the 1987 Luis Robert base. Bieber. Brian Hayes, Bobby Dahlbeck on the refractor. Matt Vierling. Tristan McKenzie. Have Machado. Zach Thompson on the 189 out of 199 teal. This is the teal wave, right? Because the Ray wave is the one that's up and down. I still don't know how I feel about so many color variations of the same color, if that makes sense. Like the teal wave, Ray wave, true teal, Moncada, Altuve, Lewis, Trent Grisham on the Prism Refractor, and Tyler Glasnow for the Rays to wrap up that hobby box. Just feel like they almost... Yeah, I was gonna say, Mike, that has to be that's the kicker, right? Is you have to make sure that the bullpen and the rotation, at least one of the two, plays somewhat well. The starting rotation has to play well. The bullpen can play not bad, but can play like average if they score enough runs. But yeah, that's the big thing, is they need to jumbo right there. We'll do these one pack at a time, 13 cards per pack. I'm not going to open them all. We got Drew Ellis, Jesus Luzardo, Teoscar Hernandez, Reed Detmers, Nick Castellanos, Rodolfo Castro, Trevor Story, Yu Darvish, Willie Castro, Brandon Belt, Ronald Acuna Jr. New Classics, Jose Abreu, and Luis Gil on the refractor. You know who could be a dark horse, too, if they end up making the playoff? The White Sox. The White Sox have a really good roster, too, and they have some starting pitching. We have Andre Jackson, Adolis Garcia, Austin Riley, Christian Yelich, Keibert Ruiz, Jake Myers, because Dylan Cease is almost, if he's pitching the way he's been pitching, is almost a guaranteed win. Harrison Bader, Whit Merrifield, Nelson Cruz, Heart of the City, Juan Soto. It's the first time I realized that Heart of the City was red writing. Christian Nelson, 1987. Going to have Max Muncy for the Dodgers, and we have a Chaz McCormick base going to the Astros, and Sean Garner. I was going to call him Chase because of the S, but it's Chaz. He's been a pretty decent outfielder. Got Kyle Muller, Josh Hader, Rafael Devers, Rizzo, Giolito, Pujols, Brujan, Eli Mitchell, Kyle Hendricks, Trey Ambergy, Carlos Santana for the Royals on the fuchsia. It's going to be 28 out of 399. Going to John Cullison and the Royals. Got Stuart Fairchild on the Prism and Giancarlo Stanton on the refractor. Or Prism, yeah, on the refractor. So the White Sox gave up. We got Sean Manaea, Moustakas, O'Neal Cruz, John Gray, Connor Wong, Pete Alonso, John Means, Byron Buxton, Tyler Gilbert, the Cardinals, Nolan Arenado, Freddie Freeman in 1987. I have Jose Barrios on the refractor, then Alijo Lopez, 474 out of 499 to the Reds, and Kyle Wellman. on the second autograph of the box. There's 2 autographs, position players. Like to see it. Like to try to stay away from the pitchers as much as we can. We got Jake Cronenworth. Unless you're getting a Spencer Strider. We got Zach Short, Logan Gilbert, Justin Verlander, Wainwright, Brian De La Cruz, Alek Manoah, Mike Trout, Justin Turner, Josh Lowe. We got Luis Robert, Brian Anderson, and Walker Buehler in that pack. 3 really good players. You know who's actually having his power numbers are way down, but his batting numbers really aren't that bad. Is Luis Robert. I think he's still batting over 300, right? We got Randy Arozarena, Carson Kelly, Bellinger, Vladimir Guerrero Jr., LeMahieu, Votto, Franmil Reyes, Musgrove, Herman Marquez, Posey, Joe Musgrove on the Prism Refractor. We're going to have Contreras for the Pirates on the autograph and Wilson Contreras behind that. So back-to-back Contreras, but this is the auto right here for the Pirates. Roansy Contreras. Not really living up to all the hype he had coming out as a prospect. But going to John Cullison and the Pirates. Seth Beer, Zach Thompson, Ryan Zimmerman, Ryan Mountcastle, Jacob deGrom, Ian Happ, Zach Greinke, Seager, Correa, John Lester, Heart of the City, Altuve, Wander Franco in 1987, and Juan Soto on the refractor. Oh, for sure. They'll trade him to somebody and he'll turn into Tyler Glasnow or Shane Baz, Shane Bays. Of course, dude, that's the only way. That's the only way it could happen. Can't happen any other way for the Pirates. We got Stanton, Tony Centellion, Park, Ryan McMahon, Grisham. We got Jackson Kowar, Tyler Glasnow, Yohan Moncada, Vierling, Shohei Ohtani, Herman Marquez. Behind that, we have a Zach Plesac True Blue for the Guardians. 48 out of 150. Guardians and Mike Mcgarity. A veteran right-handed pitcher, son of Dan Plesac. We have Trevor Rogers on the refractor. Oh, what's the gold here? We got Casey Mize, Jared Kelnick, Yordan Alvarez, Lars Nootbaar, Winker, Robert Chapman, JD Martinez, Baez. We got Javier Molina. And we have a gold speckle, Fernando Tatis Jr., 31 out of 50. I think that's a short print too. Going to the Padres. I mean, I know that's not his normal card. Do they make short prints and parallels? Yeah, this is the short print. I didn't know they make numbered short prints. Learn something new every day. I mean, I know I break the cards and I break a good amount of breaks, but I've never seen last year. I don't think they had. So I don't watch a lot of people's breaks. I never got a short print colored card, but yeah, it's 31 out of 50. Fernando Tatis Jr. That's a short print. That's not his normal card in the box. That's a short print image variation. So dope hit. I'm just surprised. I'm like kind of baffled. Going to Jared, nice hit, man. I was gonna say, I know he had a little bit of ringworm problems, but I'm sure that'll go away and the kids will love him again. I was going to say, we all love Bonds. We all grew up and we're like, oh my God, Mark McGwire did steroids. And for a while we hated him, and now everyone loves McGwire and Canseco and whoever else. We got Shohei Ohtani and Blake Snell. That's my philosophy behind it. So you can't change a guy that's good for baseball. Why are you saying bye-bye Mac Jones? Is he like hurt? Because his offensive line is pretty bad. We got Max Kranick, but he's not going anywhere as a starting quarterback. Gavin Sheech, JT Realmuto, Tim Anderson, Alexander Wells, Larnock, Mancini, Donaldson, Snell, Marte, Luke Williams on the Prism Refractor. Jose Siri for the Astros. Got ourselves another Astros hit. I'll get more. Got more 55s. 1 second. Okay, Bailey Zapp's not going to be the starting quarterback. Just stop. What do you have, a slip disc or anything? There has not been any Rangers or A's yet that are like autographs or major hits. I know there's been a Matt Olson, Heart of the City, but I mean, that's not a big hit or anything. This is actually a nice Jose Siri. We'll take Zach Thompson. Put Siri back there with Ronnie Dawson. I have Zach Thompson on the refractor. Got Matt Olson for the A's, for Dugo. Garrett Cole, Albies, Kepler, Trey Turner. Bo Bichette, Brandon Marsh, Max Scherzer. Have Curtis Terry, Jonathan India, Jesse Winker for the Reds, and Zach Pop on the refractor. Last pack of the first jumbo here. We got Sonny Gray, Andrew McCutcheon, Tucker, Cal Raleigh, Santana, Joe Adell, Max Muncy, Ryu, Wisdom, Chisholm Jr. We're going to have a Reed Detmers Green Wave, 36 out of 99 going to the Angels, and Kyle Wellman. Well, I'm sure Detmers long-term will be a starting pitcher in the rotation for the Angels. He just had an up and down year. We got Joey Votto and then Jose Siri on the refractor. Actually, such a nice hit on that Tatis for the Padres. I wish he wouldn't have hit steroids. I just wish he wouldn't have rubbed cream for his ringworm. No. Great medical treatment there. Actually, I think that steroids run rampant in the Dominican Republic because I think a lot of those DSL guys got in trouble too, right? The Dominican League players for doing steroids. Get through all these packs, and this will be the last hobby. From now on, I kind of took a vote in my personal group. Well, I'll run the Topps Chrome and mixers. I won't run it just straight up. I will be honest with you, Jared. The centering's a little bit off, so you'll probably get. Do they do half scores at SGC, or is it just straight? Can you get a 9.5 at SGC? The rest of the card is beautiful from just looking at it, but the centering's a little bit off. I don't know how strict they are on the centering. Oh my god. Great, you started a circle jerk in my chat. I appreciate it. Okay, I couldn't remember there's 9.5s in it or not. But that would be my only concern with the card from not really looking at it, but like a quick glance at it would be the centering's a little bit heavy on the bottom. A little bit more left than it is right, but that's very minimal. That would still get a 9.5 in my opinion. Top to bottom was probably a 9. These cards were actually soup packed terribly too. Opened 2 different packs where like one pack had like 6 cards in it, another pack had 2 cards. I know you guys can't tell while I'm opening them, but I know black and gold's definitely the best color combo. I can't argue with that. By far the best color combination. We got Francisco Lindor, Heart of the City, Max Muncy, Contreras on the refractor, Luis Gil, Jarren Duran. We're going to have a Luke Williams negative. I'm sorry, Mike. You're probably going to have to start rainbow chasing Luke Williams, and I know that's like the one Philly you don't want to rainbow chase. We got Jack Flaherty, Wilson Contreras, Miguel Cabrera 1987. At least it shouldn't be an expensive rainbow chase. We got LeMahieu, Jose Siri, Bo Bichette, Justin Verlander on the refractor, Patrick Wisdom, Kershaw, Shane Bays. We have Jonathan India on the Future Stars, McCormick, Molina, Ryu. Another Ryu. I'm not sure why this Ryu was flipped over. Max Muncy, Luis Garcia, Paul Goldschmidt, Jack Flaherty, Buster Posey, Jake Berger, Wheeler. We got Kevin Smith for the Toronto Blue Jays. One-time top prospect in their organization. Obviously, he's in Oakland Athletic now. Part of the trade for Chapman. Wanted John Patterson, but at one point in time, he was one of their top prospects. Just put the auto card over there. Marquez, Mookie Betts, Kiner Falefa, George Springer on the 1987, and Alec Boehm. It's just hard when you come into an organization with Bo Bichette and Vladimir Guerrero Jr. You all come in at the same time. Obviously, you're going to get looked over a little bit. We got Goriel Jr., Walsh, Miguel Cabrera on the refractor, Pavin Smith, Trevor Rogers, Yadier Molina for the Cardinals, Mullins, Kirilloff, Patrick Wisdom on the Prism refractor, Votto, Austin Meadows, Jimenez, Ian Happ on the Prism, Fernando Tatis Jr., Shohei Ohtani, Corey Seager, Josh Lowe for the Rays. Refractor. What do you guys think about Pujols hitting number 700 and the guy from the Dodgers fan base not wanting to keep it? We're going to have Joe Musgrove, Freddie Freeman, Corbin Burns, Josiah Gray, Reyes, Kyle Schwarber, McNeil, Gavin Sheets, Willie Castro, Jed Lowry, Randy Arozarena, Luke Williams, have Abreu, Heart of the City, Miggy, Jarren Duran on the refractor, Contreras, Calhoun, Tapia, Bryant, Logan Gilbert, Joe Adele, Tyler Stevenson, and Rhys Hoskins. I mean, I agree. I would not. I mean, I'm not selling that ball for less than $2 million. I'm sorry. Somebody's going to pay. And our next card is going to be rookie autograph Aqua Wave Refractor Parallel Wander Franco going to the Tampa Bay Rays. Nice hit on the Franco. Going to the Rays and John Cullison. Second Wander we've pulled. We'll put Contreras over here. We got Juan Soto, Nico Horner, Marte, Pete Alonso in 1987, Bogarts. Have Miguel, Jonathan India on the refractor, Zach Pop, Aaron Ashby. Steven Strasburg. We got Joey Votto on the teal, 91 out of 199 going to Kyle Wellman. I think we'll see 700 again. I personally think that there's a small chance that Mike Trout does it. Very small chance. I think the Angels have to move him to DH or he has to go somewhere else. We got Brandon Lau, Soler, Giancarlo Stanton for Prism. But I do think guys like Soto, if they can get their shit together, have a legitimate shot because they started so early. But to me, I think Trout, if he can stay... The thing with Trout is he has to be healthy. And he has to not play in the field at the back end of his career. So that's really what it comes down to. That's probably the only guy that legitimately has a shot. Because if you look, like, his pace when he plays 162 games is kind of ridiculous. He can hit 50 bombs pretty easily. He can play a whole season, so... But he doesn't have to hit. He can hit. I think he can easily hit 40 for another 8 years if he doesn't play in the field. Judge would have to hit. Judge is a little bit older. He'd have to hit 50 plus for a couple years still. We got Trent Grisham because he started later than those guys did. Casey Mize, Jared Kelnick, Yordan Alvarez, Lars Nootbaar, Brandon Marsh, Max Scherzer, Curtis Terry, Nick Castellanos, Rodolfo Castro, Randy Rosarena and Future Stars, Jose Abreu, and Jarren Duran. I think the only, like I said, I think the only person that has a legitimate shot is Mike Trout, but he has to stay healthy and he has to play into his 40s. And if he plays into his 40s, he'd have to do like a Nelson Cruz and just DH. We got Jesse Winker, Max Kranick, and I don't know if he wants to play baseball like that. That's something he has to decide. We got Gavin Sheets, JT Realmuto, Trevor Story, Blake Snell, Willie Castro, Brandon Belt, Jake Myers, Juan Soto New Classics. Speaking of Nelson Cruz, so we have a purple speckle 270 out of 299. Yeah, but he started later. Like, he didn't start playing. He didn't start till he was, what, 23, right? 22? To hit 700 home runs, you have to pretty much start when you're 19, 20 years old and play till you're 40. We got 270 out of 299. Got Josiah Gray and Francisco Lindor. Right? Because when did Judge start playing? I'm going to look right now. I'll pause the break. Yeah, you see, he started when he was 24. Like, that's just too late to hit 700. He's just behind too many seasons. Like, too many seasons of not getting to play in the majors. Just, that hurts him too much. Like, yeah, if he would have started at 21, 100% he'd have a chance to hit 700, but he didn't. We got Tim Anderson, Matt Olson, Verdugo, because you're talking about him losing probably at least 60 home runs early on in those 3 years, and that 60 is probably where he falls short. He might hit 600. We got Garrett Cole, Albies, Harrison Bader. He's definitely going to hit 500 if he stays healthy. We got Whit Merrifield, Nelson Cruz, Albert Pujols, Heart of the City, Joey for Joey Votto, we got Joey Votto 1987. We're going to have Jose Ramirez and then Miguel Sanchez for the Brewers. Oh, yeah, the 700 club will not be close to common. That's why I said, like, the best player of the generation, the best hitter is Mike Trout. And that's the only reason why I think he has a shot. And that's going to Mike Mcgarity and the Brewers. Just because I truly do think that if he can play into his 40s and he can DH the back end from like 38 to 42, he can kind of have that pull horse where he just has to have a couple 20 home run seasons. I think Trout can easily do that, especially if he doesn't play in Los Angeles. We got Max Kepler, Drew Ellis. Like if he can get traded to the Yankees to DH or something at the back end of his career, one of those ballparks where it's a damn launch pad, I think he could easily do it. We got Jesus Luzardo with health and some other factors, but I think he has the talent to do it. Hernandez, Reed Detmers, Vidal Brujan. I don't want to say it's just going to be like easy, like he just snaps his fingers and boom, he has 700. We got Morgan, Yu Darvish, Kyle Hendricks, Trey Ambergy, Connor Wong, Emmanuel Clase on the Prism Refractor, and Adam Frazier. Also, in my personal opinion, I think Julio Rodriguez is 21. Maybe he's still 20, turning 21. We got Andre Jackson. I know he started the year at 20, but I don't know if he's turned 21 yet or not. We got Adolis Garcia, Austin Riley, Christian Yelich, Pete Alonso, John Means, Byron Buxton, Tyler Gilbert, Brian De La Cruz, George Springer for the Blue Jays, Wander Franco in 1987. And I have Lucas Giolito on the refractor. Then we got Zach Short for the Tigers. 171 out of 499. Going to the Tigers. And Dave Klosick. Keibert Ruiz. Kyle Muller, Josh Hader, Rafael Devers, Anthony Rizzo, Alek Manoah, Mike Trout, Dylan Carlson on the Cup card, Justin Turner, Josh Lowe, Jimenez, Contreras on the Prism, and Manea. Got Kiner Falefa, Jake Berger, Wheeler, Garcia, Goldschmidt, Jose Altuve, Ryu, Patrick Wisdom, DJ LeMahieu, Joey Votto, Luis Robert on the Future Stars, Brandon Marsh 1987, Luis Robert on the Refractor. My only fear with Julio Rodriguez is that he has skyrockets like Luis Robert and then just dies off. We got Kyle Lewis. Not that Robert is playing bad, just he does not have the power that once was thought. We got McKenzie, Machado, Bieber, Bohm, Reyes, Musgrove, Marquez, Buster Posey, Zach Greinke, Juan Soto on the Prism. We're going to have Matt Chapman on the Refractor, Reaver San Martin for the Reds, and Kyle Wellman. Reds and the Astros both having really sneaky good breaks here. Got Cabrian Hayes, Sonny Gray, Andrew McCutchen, Kyle Tucker, Raleigh, Carlos Santana, Kyle Seager, Carlos Correa, John Lester, Jackson Kowar, Heart of the City for Cleveland, Tim Anderson, and Alex Kirilloff on the Refractor. Randy Arozarena, Carson Kelly, Bellinger, Guerrero Jr., Tyler Glasnow, Moncada, Vierling, Luis Robert, Pete Alonso. I have a Tyler Gilbert, second one of the break on the teal. 110 out of 199 going to the Diamondbacks. And Jared. Joe Adell on the Prism. And then we're going to have a Max Kranick for the Pirates on the Purple Speckle, 205 out of 299. Pavin Smith on the refractor. I do have, I don't know if anyone's interested. I know there's some people that probably don't like Panini stuff, but I do have 2 cases of Immaculate Baseball, too, that I could run. Maybe mix it with some Select, so there's some little bit of cards in there. We got Seth Beer, Zach Thompson. More than like the 8 cards that's in a box. We got Zimmerman, Ryan Mountcastle, Jacob deGrom, Ian Happ, Chapman, Martinez, Javier Baez, Alexander Wells, DeGrom on 1987, and then Bo Bichette on the refractor. You got Stanton, Santillan, Park, McMahon, Larnach, Mancini, Donaldson, Ketel Marte, Turner, Bichette, Corbin Burns. We're going to have Brandon Marsh on the refractor, and we're wrapping it up with a Hans Kraus for the Phillies and Mike Mcgarity. Ricky, we're in the baseball group. What do you want me to do? I haven't really asked if I guess I can ask Asher if I'm allowed to run football breaks in here, but I don't think he wants me to be honest. That's why I've been posting. It's not that I don't have football products. I have a whole case of Gold Standard I got to post. I'm not going to do the whole case. I'll do some Gold Standard, and we'll go do a quick recap of the hits here, guys. For anybody that's new, that's what I do at the end. I do a recap of all of the hits of the break. That way, if you missed a break, you're short on time, or you just don't really care to hear me talk for 50 minutes, and you just want to see what cards were hit that had some color in them or autographs, you can always just check the back end. Obviously, I appreciate when you guys watch. It makes it much more interesting for me, for everybody else in the break itself. But in reality, it's really up to you guys if you want to watch or not. Let's get going here. We got a future Tyler Gilbert. We have a teal Tyler Gilbert. So it looks like Jared got to start a rainbow with Tyler Gilbert if he wants to, or the start of a rainbow if he wants to go after that one. We're going to have a purple speckle Nelson Cruz, Joey Votto teal, negative Luke Williams. And have a Reed Detmers on the green wave to the Angels rookie card. Zach Thompson, another rookie pitcher, going to the Pirates on the teal wave. Jose Barrios on the purple speckle. Have the fuchsia Carlos Santana, Wander Franco refractor. I thought that had some relevance when it comes to parallels. And then we're going to have the Fernando Tatis short print image variation, 31 out of 50 on the gold speckle, going to Jared Gaspard. Let's get into the base autographs. To start us off with those, we got Alexander Wells for the Orioles and John Cullison, Ronnie Dawson for Sean Garner, Jose Siri for Sean Garner, and then McCormick for Sean Garner. So we just cracked up the 3 rookies of the Astros that's in these boxes. With Kevin Smith for the Blue Jays and John Patterson, Miguel Sanchez for the Brewers and Mike Mcgarity, Contreras for the Pirates, John Cullison, Hans Kraus for the Phillies and Mike Mcgarity, Sam Martin for the Reds and Kyle Wellman, Spencer Strider for the Braves and John Cullison. We're going to have a Zach Short out of 499 on the refractor going to Dave Klosick. Max Kranick for the Pirates on the purple speckle. And I believe these are out of 299, right? Out of 299 going to John Cullison and the Pirates. Alejo Lopez for the Reds out of 499 going to Kyle Wellman. Zach Plesac on the true blue out of 150 for the Guardians and Mike Mcgarity. Nick Lodolo on the purple, true purple. One of the top pitching prospects the Reds have had. 115 out of 250. Going to Kyle Wellman. Should be a guy that's at the top of the rotation. I mean, that's the hopes for him, right? Then we're going to have a rookie auto Aqua Wave, which I believe Aqua Waves are out of 299, right? Then we have one over here somewhere. Maybe in the parallels. I think they're numbered the same. Maybe it's 199. I have to go look it up. But Wander Franco on the Aqua Wave going to the Rays and John Cullison. Probably the hit of the break when it comes to autographs Appreciate you guys getting the break. You guys have a good night and be safe. If you have any questions for me, if you're one of the new guys in here, I know Jared's relatively new. Chris Edwards, I couldn't tag you. Hopefully you get to see it. I know that you're new as well. I appreciate you getting the break as well as with Cam. I know it didn't fill as quickly as I would have liked. We'll try to really push them when I post in the Big Baseball group from now on. Like I said, I'll post a baseball mixer tomorrow that should have some museum collection. It'll have some Topps Chrome in it. Maybe Tier 1. Probably some Clearly Authentic. Get a nice little good mix of it. I can take an interest post, too, if anybody wants to see Immaculate Baseball with some select. I'm not against putting that in there. I just know some people don't like the unlicensed stuff. But I appreciate you guys. You guys have a good night and be safe.